according to the revision by the LDP, okay, they would have it say freedoms and rights are accompanied by responsibilities and duties and always enjoying freedoms without interfering with the public good and public order. So they cut responsibility for utilizing them for the public welfare, and they say that you're free to do whatever you want without interference with the public good and public order. Okay? If you don't have to write down this whole clause, but two phrases, public good and public order, are kind of important. They're different from public welfare. Okay? How different? It's controversial. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Okay? I'll show you what the difference is if we look at it in more detail. Article 13, the LDP proposed to revise it to the extent that it does. What was the original? All the people shall be respected as individuals to the extent that it does not interfere with public good and good order. Kind of controversial, right? You can be an individual, you can be free as much as you want, as long as it does not interfere with public good and good order. Any problem with that? Any controversy? Or no problem? So you can be as free as you want, so long as it doesn't interfere with public good and public order. No problem?
Isn't that like that everywhere kind of? Like if you make problems in the city or whatever, it throws stuff, garbage around, you still have problems.
Yeah.
It just doesn't say.
What about a demonstration against the government?
So they're not allowed.
Well, it's a matter of interpretation, right? The Constitution is meant to be quite ambiguous, okay? But what if I'm a judge, I'm a conservative judge, and I take a look at, there's a demonstration against the government. Okay, the government is introducing a new tax policy or something like that. I get all of my NGOs together, we go and we have a protest, okay? And we argue, under the Japanese Constitution, right, what was the original clause, all of the people shall be respected as individuals, okay? We have certain freedoms and rights, okay? But maybe the government could argue that this interfered with the public good and good order. Maybe we stop traffic or something like that, right? So this is what some people did not like about this proposal. Okay? It's a matter of the interpretation of what do you mean by public good and good order. It's very controversial. Okay? Just those two clauses, okay? Because it depends on the judge how they're going to interpret the Constitution, right? How they're going to interpret those particular clauses. Okay? One judge might say, no, okay? Public protests are an important part of any democratic society. Okay? But another judge might say, well, no, if you stop traffic, you delay trains, people trying to go to work because of your protest, you're interfering with public good and good order. So you can imagine, conservatives tended to favor this revision, but people more liberal or more on the left, who are more interested in individual rights, they opposed it. And if you look at the different interpretations in Japanese of ideas like public welfare, public good, okay, the idea of public welfare tends to be associated with the welfare of the people. But for Japan, for public good, koiki, desired by the state or the official. Okay? So public good is more for like public meaning government, really. Okay? The state. Okay? Whereas public welfare up here, right, this is the kanji for public, okay? And welfare, okay, and cooperation, okay? This has a sense more that it's public welfare, it's the good of the people. This sounds more like it's the good of the government. Good of, rather than the government, the state. Okay? Rather than good for the Japanese state. Okay? So quite controversial terms.